This is the Kazdoy Closet. I'm Kazdoy. That's my closet full of all the stuff that I love. And today, well, I'm still testing positive for COVID. Here's 3 of my recent tests. Hopefully the 4th time will be the charm. And about 3 days ago, I once again went completely deaf in this ear. So I figured what would be more appropriate to talk about than a silent film. And it's also a film featuring perhaps the greatest silent film star of all time. Let's check it out. Today's film is He Who Gets Slapped from 1924. It's 95 minutes long. It's a black and white silent film. This is about a betrayed scientist who retreats to the circus, becoming famous as He, a clown who is constantly slapped around by other clowns. There's a reason why he gets slapped that I won't get into. You have to watch the film to find out why that is. But the great Lon Chaney stars as He, the clown. This falls in between his classic films, The Phantom of the Opera and The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Some silent film acting can be a little bit exaggerated, I think, but not Chaney, in my opinion. His expressions and movements, I would say, are pretty subtle. He can convey sympathy and tragedy and sensitivity and ultimately anger and madness in fairly subtle ways. I couldn't take my eyes off him during this film, and the film is really elevated whenever he shows up. I kept waiting for him to come back on screen because you're just so drawn to him. He's extremely sympathetic as he's betrayed by lovers and friends and family. He's humiliated and experiences unrequited love, which he does in so many of his other films. I was going to mention evil clowns when I thought about talking about this film, but it really isn't the case here. His disfigurement in this film is more of internal than external. Visually, this film has some pretty impressive moments. There's lots of extras here. It's a pretty big production, it looks like. Lots of clowns. There's some moments of interesting lighting effects, and there's a recurring motif of some surreal imagery, and also some recurring title cards with philosophical statements about human nature and human behavior. I was kind of surprised when those showed up, actually. Is this a horror film? IMDb lists it as a horror film, among other genres. Someone might say yes, but I think it's a horror film of a more existential kind, about life itself and about this particular character. And it asks the question, why do we laugh at other people's misfortunes? Director Alexander Payne of Election and Nebraska and The Holdovers fame, he called this the greatest sad clown film ever. It was a very successful film, did well at the box office, made several top 10 lists among critics that year, and it's the first MGM production, and a lion, like the MGM lion, does play an important part in this film. It was directed by Victor Seastrom, that's his Americanized name, who also directed The Phantom Carriage and The Scarlet Letter. I'm going to assume silent versions of both those films. It was based on a 1915 Russian play by Leonid Andreyev, who was known as the Russian Edgar Allan Poe. My rating for He Who Gets Slapped, I'm going to give this one 5 lions out of 5. Really enjoyed it quite a bit. So what's on this disc? This is from a Flicker Alley. I've talked about them several times. I have several of their discs. I really like the work they do, and I like supporting what they do. It's kind of an offshoot of that label called Flicker Fusion, but both the names are on this disc here. This is region A, B, and C. It has a 16-page booklet that looks like this, and I really like this photo at the back where it's Lon Chaney sitting in the chair, and various people signed the chair, and it says, I think it says Culver City, California on there. And it is a square picture. As far as the picture quality goes, it's going to vary. When it first started, I thought, uh-oh, it's pretty faded, a lot of scratches, and but then it gets better. It gets a little worse, but overall, I think it's never pristine, but I think it's probably the best picture quality you're going to get for this, because they put a lot of care and attention, Flickr Alley does, into these kinds of discs. And none of that picture quality ruined my enjoyment whatsoever. There's a choice of 2 musical soundtracks. One is a solo piano, other has several more instruments. That's the one I listened to. There is an audio commentary by a Lon Chaney expert who wrote, I believe, 3 books about Chaney, which I did not listen to, but I might be willing to, actually. There is a comedic short film from Max Sennett, who produced so many of those silent comedies back then. And this one's about boxing. It's pretty funny, actually. There is a Max Fleischer cartoon, and there is a short feature about the MGM lion, since this was the first MGM production. And the lion does play a role in this film, like I said. So where can you see He Who Gets Slapped? It is currently streaming on Tubi. I have no idea what the picture quality is. You can rent or buy it on Amazon. I think you can rent it for 99 cents. So if you're curious, that's a good idea. You might check YouTube also. Might be for free on there. Who knows? And I did buy this from Amazon for $20. I kept an eye on the price. That's about as low as it got. I think it's worth $20. Right now it's about 31, 32 bucks. So if you're interested in buying it, I would keep an eye on it and see if the price goes down. So feel free to leave a comment or suggestion below. By the way, this is what it looks like when you open the disc up like that. There's like a German poster behind it, it looks like, or a Russian poster. I'm not sure what. And feel free to leave a comment or suggestion down below. Maybe you have a favorite Lon Chaney film, especially one that flew under the radar, because I'd never heard of this one before. Leave a thumbs up. Don't leave a thumbs down. Subscribe would be great. Share this with your friends and neighbors. Subscribing is free. Also free is we are on the Letterboxd app under the Kazdoy Closet. There's a link down below in the notes, take you right there, and you can see what else we're watching. And what's not free is my ebook is available. It is True Tales from the Teacher Trenches, the ups and downs from 32 years of teaching. And it's for your Kindle, or if you don't have a Kindle, it is, you can use a free Kindle app on any device of your choice. Otherwise, you can go to, it's on Amazon.com for $1.50. But if you have a Kindle Unlimited subscription, it's part of that package right there, so you don't have to pay extra for it. So getting all that out of the way, hope you like this episode, and hopefully I'll still be around after all this COVID passes by. And if so, see you next time.